The next panelists out here are going to be talking about DemandGen. 3 ways to create DemandGen. Just raise of hands, who knows what DemandGen is? Great, we'll learn about it today. So without further ado, let me welcome the only man with fancier shoes than myself on stage, Rett Harmon from Century 21, the beautiful Karin Carr from Keller Williams, and the Rockstar himself, Stephen David Elliot.
Hello.
Good job, man.
All right, DemandGen. This is probably the thing most agents worry most about, right? Filling the pipeline.
Sure.
And you guys are all attacking this in really different ways. So relationships, traditional events, networking, and really leveraging digital channels. So they all blend together, but let's dive in. Let's talk about your strategies, how you're doing it, if it's working, and all of that good stuff. So DemandGen starts with awareness, right? So what are you doing to build awareness for your brand?
So we use a lot of video in what we're doing, but we really try to build relationships through video. So an example, the community highlights the local business, the happenings, what's going on. And we leverage the relationships we already have. Maybe it's the dry cleaner that we go to already, and we can reach out to them. Let's do a highlight video about your business.
Yep.
Convince them that they need to be on the video, not their assistant or someone up front. It needs to be them talking about what they're passionate about. And we then take that video and boost it. They share it, we share it, and it further builds both of our sphere of influence and takes the relationships that we had, it crosses them, and then we both expand and grow from it.
But how do you even get to the point where you know which businesses you're going to actually invite into your world? Like, what's your process for that?
Sure, it's the low-lying fruit to start with. You
Yeah.
know, the people that you're already using, the services that you are already working with, your car dealership you bought your car from. Your, like I said, use the dry cleaner as an example, your dentist, people you already know and trust, and you know that you would refer them regardless. The people you're already sending to your clients, use them to help you get to that point, and usually they're more than willing to do so because you're already supporting their business.
That's amazing. Okay, so you're handling video as a way to uplift people, and Karin, you're using video as, let's start from ground zero where you're going here. You're using it based on search.
Right, so I'm using video primarily on YouTube using an SEO strategy. I had just relocated to Savannah last June, and when I got there, I didn't know anybody there. I'm starting over in a new market. I may as well have just gotten my license the week before for all the people knew because I had no name recognition, no sphere, no closed sign, no signs in the dirt, no closed business. So I figured if I make videos that people are actually going to search for. So if somebody wanted to buy a house in Savannah, what would they search for? Maybe they would search moving to Savannah or living in Savannah or schools in Savannah, things like that. So I figured if I make a video based on what I think people are searching for, that's the title of the video, it's in the tags, it's in the description, that I'm going to show up in the search results. And then I get calls now all the time where people say, I found you on YouTube and I watched all your videos, I feel like I know you already, we're ready to buy, we're ready to sell, will you help me? And when I meet them, it's just amazing because there's no conversion. They've already decided that they want to work with you, they've already made that decision, and it's fantastic. So it's really attracting business to you rather than chasing business.
But how do you know what people are searching for? What are the tools that you use to get to that point?
So I do a lot of keyword research, and there are a bazillion different keyword research tools. One of the ones that I like to use is called Keywords Everywhere. It's a free plugin to Chrome, and you can type in. So let's say, I was just doing this earlier today. If somebody was going to be searching in your area for a specific neighborhood, what exactly would they type into the Google search bar or the YouTube search bar? And so you just start brainstorming. Would it be Savannah Quarters in Pooler or Savannah Quarters, Savannah, Georgia? Would it be Savannah Quarters HOA? Would it be Savannah Quarters? Whatever it is. And you're just brainstorming. And then you look at what the keyword tool tells you. You're looking for something that gets a fairly high amount of monthly searches but has low competition.
That's it. So that's what you're looking for. That's the opportunity. So
Yes.
if you have a high volume of search, but it also is hard to compete,
Right.
that's not the best opportunity. But when you find that high monthly searches, or even like a medium monthly searches, but low competition,
Right.
that's an opportunity to actually rank.
Right.
So Stephen, we go back. We're both in the Raleigh area, which is super fun. And we met, and you told me your story about your networking and how you are leveraging events and people, a really tried and true strategy to grow your brand. Let's unpack that.
Absolutely. The strategy that I utilize and I find effective is an old-fashioned strategy. It's putting yourself face to face, belly to belly with people in your community through a monthly, consistent, live business networking event. The twist on it, though, is all the tools that are available to us as agents that are free of charge that make the event that much more special. The people don't even necessarily need to come to the event. They need to know that you have an event and know who you are. So ostensibly, it's about the event, but in reality, it's the leverage you get through Facebook and Meetup and Google, where your name is being repeated hundreds of thousands of times per month, showing you as a benevolent, altruistic leader in your community that believes in helping other local businesses. Now, the most important thing to be successful in this, though, is you have to be a giver. You have to believe that you have to give in order to get. It's not just about you putting commission checks inside of your pocket. And let me explain and get a little bit more deep into that. Many people post on social media about the closings they have and the people that they've helped through their real estate business. And I have to tell you, the audience that's seeing that is, yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you do your job. I do my job too. And I bet you get paid a lot for it. What else do you offer as value to the community? What is the value proposition that's going to get you into the doors of my business where I'm going to work with you? And the networking event is, how many decades have people been doing networking events? Utilize this very easy, simple tool.
Yeah, so value to your community, value to your community, value to your community, right? So awareness for DemandGen is what? Value. Right?
And also, there's something that we discussed. We had a little meeting last week, so we all learned about one another, and I think we're all on our way to have a really good friendship and networking amongst ourselves. Consistency.
Yeah, that's right.
And I would love Rett to talk about what he does as far as consistency, because you were the first one to bring it up in the conversation.
So we opened our brokerage about 4 years ago. We wanted to be known as the community expert, and we also sell real estate. So that was important to us. So how are we going to make that happen? We also knew we wanted to do something relevant with video that was going to, put us in a different light from everyone else. So it's definitely you get what you give, a pay-it-forward approach. And yeah, we hired a professional, get together one day a month, have a contract, and we shoot local video for 1 day a month. It's the most exhausting day you can imagine, getting with business owners, busy people. Their schedules change, but you have to work the grind, go through what you're doing, and then make it all productive, and then have enough footage within the day to get 2 to 3 videos per week that we have scheduled at times that are very similar, so that we have that consistency, build that following, and make it all work together. People actually look for them coming out.
And what is your system for scheduling? Is it on a calendar? And what does that look like? A Trello board? How do you
I wish I was that organized. Getting better with it though. But basically, I have a running. I use my iPhone for a lot of stuff. So I have just a note, and I have prospective people that want to do video, and they know I get together 1 day a month. So I say, hey, will this date work? And they're like, no, we can't do it. Well, let's push it forward. I'll go the next, and then we'll schedule a window of time. And I always try to have enough that I know we can get several things to be accomplished, but then I always have 2, 3, 4 backups in case we have extra time. Someone's employee got sick, couldn't come in, they had to reschedule, whatever it is.
Awesome. So for those of you who were losing because you're like, oh my gosh, that sounds like a lot of work, how are you capturing those people that you're actually pulling into you with this content? What does that capture process look like? Because that's phase 2 of any demand gen.
Sure. So it's still a pay-it-forward approach with a lot of this. So we're really doing this as just hyper-local branding. And it's very soft, too. It's like we have our logo on there. Usually we'll introduce whoever it is. To start with, it was much harder to get people to kind of want to do this. And then believe in what we were doing, so we had to explain it. Well, now we're getting asked a lot of times. We're having to make sure we're vet the right companies that we want to, work with on this. It's a partnership relationship. There's some companies we do business with where we may not refer them because there's no other competition or whatever. So really make sure it's someone you know and trust. But having the same audiences, we have custom audiences built within our within Facebook. Basically, is primarily where most of our people that we're able to connect with are. And having these different audiences, and we have several different ones, but we always go back to some consistencies with that, and that's our people. And by having the videos posted at a certain time, we have a few that will come every time there's a video posted, and the 300-400 views will take place right away. But that's kind of how I view this one avenue we're going, is like, how much engagement are we getting off of it?
Yeah.
How are we able to add value to that business because they've never done a video and we did one for them, showing off what they do, and people already know and trust them. So the synergy works perfectly together.
That's amazing. And so you're talking about consistency, and so with YouTube, that is a cardinal rule. So let's unpack that a bit for you from what your strategy is.
So when I decided I was going to start making these videos, I figured I have to commit to a schedule. So I post a video every Monday. And over the past year, the only Monday I have ever missed was when we had to evacuate for a hurricane. And
That's
if
fair.
I had
You get a pass, right?
Right, but you know what? If I had had a video already created and ready to go, I could have done it. But
do you use a scheduler? Or?
Yes. Now I batch film. So I was trying to film on Thursdays. That would give me Friday, Saturday, Sunday to put it all together, and then I could post it on Monday. I figured if I have to get up and do my hair and do my makeup and get dressed, I may as well record 3 or 4 videos at a time, right? Because it takes 15 minutes to make a video. So just block out an hour. And if I know in advance what my topics are going to be, I've written out a very brief outline of, what is the subject for this week? It's just bullet points. Then I record the first video, I turn off the camera, I might run and change my shirt. I run back in, I record the next one. So now I've got my entire month's worth of content banged out in an hour, and I don't even do the editing myself anymore. I outsource it to Fiverr. So $10 a video, you do it for me, thank you.
It's an amazing resource. I mean, it really is. And so what about in terms of how do you capture the names at the event? Like, it's one thing to you publish it, you promote it, but how do you actually make it work for your business?
Well, I mean, some of the things you can do, and these are things that I do myself and I also do for my clients, is you have the people that are coming to your networking event. They're actually coming there. They're giving you a business card. Have a sign-in sheet ready for them in case they don't have a business card. When you're using the different event platforms, and is it okay if I share some of them? They're branded.
Yeah, go for it.
Eventbrite or Meetup or Facebook, they will give you quite a bit of information about the people that are coming to your event, so you can actually research them before they come to the event. And even if they don't come to your event, that's valuable information.
So they drop the card, you like them on all the places, or you're getting the feed from all of the meetups and stuff?
You're getting feeds from, you can reach out. The beauty of it is, so something like Meetup.
Yeah.
Or Meetup does not give you the emails of the people that are RSVPing to the event. But they do give you the opportunity to reach out through their email system directly to people that you want to touch on. You could speak about your business, but instead, if you speak more about your community and what the community believes in, those people will be reaching out to you. And that's what we're trying to do in DemandGen. You want that holy grail of business, people that, as you said, they've already bought your product.
Right.
They're just deciding when to utilize it. So the same thing, Eventbrite, you use Eventbrite, you actually can pull all the emails of all the people that RSVP'd from the event. You can set the fields for the information that you would like to capture. It's fantastic. Facebook is not as friendly with real estate agents, but the beautiful thing about Facebook is it gives you that opportunity to speak to your community that you're developing, the people that are coming to your networking events. And they want to see you as a human being. They want to know what you like. They want to know that you like puppies, or that you like babies, or that you go on vacation, and that your children are doing well in school. What they don't want to know are your politics. They don't want to hear dirty jokes, and they don't want to talk about
I may
religion.
debate about that, but just kidding. No, it's each his own, though, right? It depends on what your strategy is.
Right.
Yeah, it's all
right.
about magnetizing.
Right. You know, we are business people, and we would like to do business with as many people as possible. Keep in mind, once you start, you know, in your social media becoming political or talking about religion or maybe some off-color topics, that's your choice, but you will reduce the potential amount of people that can join your network and sphere.
Well, on the flip side of that is you're actually magnetizing your tribe. So in terms of demand gen, though, one of the most important things is this notion of nurturing the leads, right? And sort of knowing where the person is in the life cycle again, that relationship that you have with them. So do you have a pro tip? Do you continue to feed video content to those people? Is there a life cycle, or is it just sort of more of the same?
Yes and no. I think a lot of it for me, especially we all work small pockets with our market, regardless of how big the city is we work in. We're working very small areas.
Yeah.
So I think this is where a lot of my personal stuff that I put out there follows through with everything else. So, so we have the videos we go out that stay consistent, but the ones that really get people to connect with the other stuff are seeing the fun things that we do also. So sometimes I might wear a really silly suit or something. I just did it as a joke a couple of times.
Shoes.
Or cool shoes, yeah. The Shinesty, party suits. So I just bought a couple of them a few times, and then it turned into this whole following. Like, what you're wearing is kind of boring. You need to, do that. So I was like, okay, fine. So then, I noticed that, if I'll personally do something and then kind of bring it from my personal back over to the business, and then have fun with it, people are so much more open to that, and then it really grows exponentially. And it's just so interesting the way all this stuff works and how it all kind of comes together. They want to work with someone they feel like they can work with, or a company they feel like they could align with the leadership of. So it's very cool.
You have a nurture sequence baked into the strategy, right? Because you're interviewing people, that gives you a chance to continue that conversation. It's not just, hey, here's this thing I'm doing, goodbye. It's an ongoing conversation.
What is the most, people love hearing their name, they love talking about what they do. I mean, if they're spending the majority of their life running this business, it's something that they're passionate about. So when you're able to just focus your attention on them, talk about that, I mean, it works, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's amazing. How about nurturing with events? I mean, because you lead up to this big thing, you have it, people show or they may not show. What next?
Well, I mean, there's multiple tools that you're going to utilize to follow up with the people in your network in the sphere. Yeah. One is to utilize, a variety of CRMs. And I have to tell you, I know of a lot of companies that are doing some stuff with CRM where you can actually do predictive analysis to determine who your most likely referral source is in your network, who you should be concentrating on. You should certainly be doing the traditional one-on-one. That one-on-one could be meeting someone for coffee, but it could also be a scheduled phone call on your calendar. You need to follow up and find the people that are influencers in your network and provide them with the attention they need to speak well about you and your business. I mean, really, in this type of, in demand gen, what you're trying to do is get people to, first of all, know who you are. And the people that know who you are, if they like you, they will begin to trust you. When they trust you, then they're going to refer business to you. So this is, albeit this is not an instant magic bullet shot, but you may not get business from it immediately. This is the type of lead gen that we participate in that's going to put business for you for the next decade.
Yeah, that's
You are really cultivating these people. So one way is through your CRM, also is through your social media presence. So every single day, I mean, I'm just going to tell you how I do it. I go through my feed. When my wife isn't looking, I'm going through Facebook and seeing who's liking my posts, who's engaging with them, selecting the right images and the right messages, liking and engaging with other people's posts that are influential in my community. Also just keeping an eye out. If you don't see someone that's posting frequently that's in your network, that means you probably have to get on the phone and reach out to them. But then again, there are a lot of things that you can program. You can use your CRM, put your leads, that all these people are potentially leads and referral sources to you. So they should be in your CRM. They should be getting your newsletter. If you're producing videos, they should be getting your videos. they need to know that you're an expert. Once they know that you're an expert, an authority, and a likable person, then all sorts of opportunities arise for you to become like a local celebrity in your community.
Well, that's it. And so, Karin, when you're dealing with the videos, you've done the research, you know what people are searching for in your community, you've produced the video en masse. What next? How do you distribute them? They're on YouTube. And talk about the optimizations that you're using. What are the tags? Break this down as if this group doesn't know how to use YouTube, and then how do you get them seen?
Right. So I see a lot of mistakes with YouTube hashtags. They're not like Instagram hashtags. You're not going to do hashtag realtor, hashtag community. Like, they have to be very specific. It's going to be, the tag might be moving to Savannah, relocating to Savannah, living in Savannah, Georgia. They're going to be basically the title of your video and then variations of the title, other ways that people would rephrase that exact search phrase. So we're going to put it in the title, we're going to put it in the description, we're going to put it in the tags, we're going to refer people to other videos that you've done, because YouTube rewards you if you can keep people on their platform. If you say, go to my website and download this free thing, and then they leave, it's great for you that you might capture the lead, but YouTube doesn't like that so much, because now you just encourage somebody to go away and leave their platform. So if you can say, you know, I recently did a video all about requiring flood insurance, you know, click on this link right here. They click on that, it goes to another YouTube video. YouTube says, aha, she can draw people in and keep them on the platform. This is good. We're going to have her show up higher in the search results. So then you just start, you know, somebody does a search for Savannah, and my video pops up, and then every single search on this related sidebar, they're like, holy cow, this woman is dominating the area. It happens very quickly. It happens faster than you would think.
You've created a rabbit hole. I love it. So how are you nurturing those? So when you, I mean, now that they're watching your videos, they basically, they're calling you. You're pulling them in. You're because you're answering their questions.
Right.
What does that look like?
The people that call, I mean, some people will call, some people text, some send me a Facebook message. Some people go to my website and fill out the contact me form. But I think more people actually just call me directly. And if they are ready to move right away, I don't really put them in the CRM on some sort of drip campaign, because they're ready to go now. The people that are longer out, I do put them on a drip campaign, if you will, that is like a monthly newsletter with a video in it. So the video might be, here's something really fun that was going on in Savannah, the St. Patrick's Day Parade, or the Tybee Beach Bum Parade, or something that's hyper-local because they're thinking about moving to the area. They don't really know the area yet, and I'm showing them how cool it is and all the fun stuff that goes on here. And of course, I'm doing that with a video, and my videos are very low budget. They are free, $0. I record them at home on my phone or my iPad. I just have it on a tripod, and I turn it on and start talking. And so they're not really all that fabulous and glamorous. It's really just a talking head video, but it is the next best thing to getting belly to belly with the client, because I can't talk to 500 people simultaneously if they're spread out across the country. Instead, I'm talking to them with a video, but it's the same result for them, because they feel like they know me. Even though when they call me, I've never spoken to them before, but that they already feel like they know who I am.
When you're showcasing your expertise, you're talking about all of the things that are going to be a part of their world working with you, and you're giving them a little teaser or a preview of what it's going to be like.
Yeah, I would like to add something I was thinking about before we came up here, and you just emphasized it. It's keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
People want authenticity. It's okay if you make mistakes. You don't have to do your video 5 times to get it right. They just want to see who you are, that you really care about them, and adding value to the community. I mean, there's certainly different ways that the 3 of us at this table could go out to get business, but we're passionate about providing information of value to our community.
But you're passionately competent, too. It's not just about caring, right? But that's what I love about all of these strategies. It actually shows your professionalism.
It certainly does, but don't be caught up with being overly competent, because when we started out doing these things, No, we didn't know what we were doing.
I'm not talking. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
about your real estate professionalism,
about our
your
real
prowess,
estate
right?
professionalism.
Yeah.
What I want, though, is for the people to do a takeaway from this.
Yeah.
Baby steps. You can have, with events, for example, you may not have the pull initially to go get a restaurant to do your event or a really spectacular venue, but wouldn't it be really nice to invite a whole bunch of people to your office and have a couple bottles of wine and put out a cheese platter and start small and let it grow big? I mean, that's the way I started my networking events.
But now you are dipping in deep, right?
Yes.
So now you're working with, you're getting sponsors. So break that down, why that structure works.
Well, you're sort of an audition with everyone out in the community when you're doing an event and a networking event. People actually may come to your event initially not because they're wishing you well and they want you to succeed, they want to come to see you fail. And they do. That's the way some people are. And when they see that you are authentic and you do want to help other people and that you are creating an experience where they can grow their business, regardless of even if they're in direct competition with you, they respect you and they will start to say, how can I help you improve this event? And I'll say, well, in the very beginning stages, let's get deep in it. Can you put invitations into my event for me on Facebook? Can you invite your friends to the event? Or if you're just starting out with events, and can your lender pay for a cheese platter or wine or even a bunch of pizzas cut up? Going back to the simplicity of it, people don't want to hear speakers at your events. They don't want to be sold anything, and they don't want to be charged to go. They've worked all day. My events and the events I do all over the country, they're evening events. People have already put in their work. They want to go and they want to make friends first, establish the connections, and then see where you end up. And that's when you start getting the referrals and the business. I had a testimonial of an attendee that went to one of my events today. And it's a young man, he's very nice, he's shy, and he has a little bit of a stutter. And someone said, you need to go check out Stephen David Elliott's networking events, because he was starting a small business. And this was about a year and a half ago that he started going to the events. And he said, I put myself out there to be friendly and to like other people because it was a great environment to do so. And I consistently went to the events as an attendee. He wasn't an organizer. And now, after a year, because of those connections that he made, his business is blowing up. Now, if you're a leader of those events, imagine it's like 10x for you because people are focused on you. At these networking events, I don't even leave the front table. I call that the money desk. I just sit there. The person who's doing the sign-in, who at my personal event happens to be my wife, says Stephen David Elliott is the host of this event, and he is now officially your real estate agent. And he hands, you've seen this.
I have.
And she hands him a business card, and they laugh, and they go, I really want to meet him. And they go, well, he's going to be talking to a lot of people, but if you see, he's available, go up, and he'll speak with you a little bit about what your goals are. And what do? The most powerful thing. I think I've done this with you and other people, that I've worked with you. I put my hand on their shoulder and I say, what are you trying to achieve, and how can I help you achieve it?
That's it, right? Because it all comes down to the whole point of DemandGen, right, is sales. This is about business growth. So, Rett, how do you know that these videos are driving your business? Why is this worth your time?
Well, we always second guess, and we're in the age of you can't really exactly tell why something works or when is it going to work, or can you get a direct return on it. So it's kind of like with YouTube, you have all the video views, but not everyone clicks the thumbs up button or like, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Same thing with our Facebook posts that we're doing. People come to us all the time and they comment on something like, well, you didn't like that, but you never really know who's being the troll and looking at your stuff. But if you're part of their conversation, that's where you want to be. So you just have to be top of mind, part of the conversation, and like I said, just be out there all the time. So it just.
So you're making the phone ring to you, essentially, by being very present and being very helpful and being very valuable.
What's so crazy, we can all probably attest to this, coming to events like this, there's been half a dozen people here that I have met for the very first time that I feel like I know because we're connected, right? So the more you're in front of people, the more they feel like they already know you, so you've earned that trust.
Yeah.
You've kind of paid it forward. You've showed some educational things about what you're doing, or we talking about one of the community videos we're doing the other day was about, it was a plumbing supply company, and I get asked this question a lot in a rural market. So we have septic systems. So we did a video about went their supply yard and laid out a septic system. Talked about it. I've never seen a video about this, anyone really promoting it, and it's gotten crazy reviews. I posted a few days ago on the way here, and it's gotten a lot of conversations started. It's something completely different that's, it's associated with real estate, I guess. So I'm excited about the new one we have coming out called Toilet Talk. We'll talk about all this stuff. It's fun. You got to take advantage of your resources when you're there. So
there you go.
But going back on that, how do you know it's working? Well, when you're in there when we were there at this particular business, how many other videos could we put out there? How do you change the flapper valve on a toilet? Everybody's about DIY stuff, so let's you don't have to spend several $100s on a plumber for every little thing, right?
Right.
We don't hire an electrician to change the light bulb when it goes out, right? It's about as simple, but there's a myth behind it. Oh, that's whatever. So we just tried to show it with them spending time with the guy that just works there. I mean, we built a relationship there, and that further helps everything. We'll tag him in there, and it'll help him out.
Well, and videos are really great because it's a great how-to. It's your showing and telling. So wrapping up, final words of wisdom. How do you know your video SEO strategy is working?
They tell me when they call me. I mean, when somebody calls me and says, I found you on YouTube, I've watched all your videos, we're ready to sell a house, can you come over on Saturday and give me a listing appointment? They flat out tell me. So when I have all my deals in contract and I'm looking at the numbers, I know that 75% of my business is coming from my YouTube channel because they flat out tell me.
Were you asked what your commission was either? No.
No, they
don't.
Hire you. When I went to my first listing appointment, I hung up the phone and I was like, yes, I got a lead from my YouTube channel. I can't believe it. It was the very first lead I got. It was a come list me phone call. But I didn't realize it was a come list me. So I showed up and I'm like, okay, I gotta convince them why I'm the person, even though I haven't lived here all that long, why I'm the one to do. And I said, who else are you interviewing? And they said, nobody. We picked you. Did you bring the paperwork? And I was floored. I fully expected that we're going to interview 3 people, and we'll let you know in a couple of days. No, they'd already chosen me. And every listing appointment that I've been on since then has been like that.
That's amazing. So DemandGen, 3 different ways. It is a great conversation, guys. Thank you so much for your time. And hopefully all of you will have some sort of inspiration spark here from this conversation.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. All right.